What's going on, guys? How you doing? This is TK coming at you, and I just wanted to hit you guys with a message real quick. Been real busy, haven't really had time to record any videos, but you know, I'm listening, I'm watching, I'm paying attention, I'm staying focused on my personal goals and trying to accomplish things. But in the process of what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to position myself, I also reach out to other people, and I honestly reach out with a genuine desire to see people accomplish their goals, to assist in any way that I can personally assist, and then to change people's mindset. I really see a lot of people who exist within a failure mindset. They don't believe, they don't achieve, and those two are tied together. If you think you can or if you think you can't, they're both true. So I reach out, and I will admit that me reaching out is very ineffective, and I don't get through to pretty much anybody. So a lot of people who are positioned and a lot of people who are in the same space that I'm in, they say, why help? Why reach out to anybody when you're ineffective at doing it and very few people listen? But I want people to be able to say it's not because they weren't told or it's not because they didn't know. I want you to be able to say it's because you didn't pay attention and you never really gave a damn. Because we're in a situation right now. We're in a very toxic monetary or financial environment where savers are losers. And that's something that most people refuse to accept. Why is it that people define themselves based on how much paper money they have? I mean, if you have a lot of promissory notes from the government, you're considered powerful, or you look at yourself as being better than other people who have none. But realistically, why not define yourself based on how many people you can assist? Why not measure your success based on your progress? And why not focus or shift your focus from government promissory notes to hard assets, tangible things that actually accumulate in value over time? Because that's what I started focusing on. I mean, it's not about how much money I make. I don't care to show you how much money I make, and I don't care to measure myself based on having $1 million in a year. Because what truly means something is how much you do with the money that you have. So if you make $30 or if you make $100, it's what you do with that money that matters the most. So what I got into is trying to motivate people's mindset, change people's concepts, and just try to help someone out there to do better things with the money they currently have. Income shift. Take the money you currently make, minimize debt and liabilities, and then make prudent, advantageous moves to position yourself in the future with how you spend your money. Technically, start spending money on things that make you money. Actually focus on having the money you currently make get a full-time job and work smart for you. That's more important than having $1 million. Because $1 million in promissory notes means nothing if you're in India and the top two denomination paper notes get deleted. Instantly you lose your wealth. It means nothing in Zimbabwe, where hyperinflation is so high that paper money has little value. Oh, that's not America. That's not going to happen to us. Well, the same rules apply to our economic system that applies to their economic system. And the same fiscal irresponsibility is being taken place within the government, within the leadership. So we're looking at a system of $20 trillion in debt. How do you fix that? The normal rules for a country is surplus deficit. Make sure that your surplus is more than your deficit. So let's think about that in terms of a household. If you manage your house, negative liabilities, debt, money going out, positive income, cash flow, but the debt is more than your cash flow. So how do you survive like that? Okay, as a country, you could just print more money. And America can print more money because of what? Because of we are the world reserve currency status. So that's what we've been doing. $20 trillion in debt, and we print money to survive. How long can that last? Statistically, when you have a scale, whenever the scale reaches a critical mass, it tips. So how is it that America can outlive that law? Mathematically, the system will catch up with itself, where eventually the scales tip. The system implodes on itself. Okay, well, everyone says that's never going to happen. It's not possible. Okay, fine. Let's say that the scales don't tip on themselves. We continue to print money. Our debt far surpasses our income. Does America even have an income? What is our GDP? And most of the GDP numbers are based on government requirements. So that's a falsified way to calculate numbers. I mean, if you factor in government obligations into your GDP, that's bullshit. That's called fudging the numbers. So what do you actually bring in as a country in terms of something you sell to another country, and that makes you a country money? We have little to nothing. But our debt continues to rise, and we continue to just print money. So there's been talk by other countries to remove us as the world reserve currency status. That hasn't happened. They say that we can print money forever and continue to negatively build our debt. Okay, they say there won't be any repercussions. Okay, if all of that shit is true, then what about the fact that within the world there's a new Silk Road, and dollar's not invited to that table of international trade? What about the fact that 23 countries have decided to no longer use the dollar, and major banks have decided no longer to use the dollar? So there are some things that have happened that people don't pay attention to. So what I try to say in the summary to all of this is simply that we're in a toxic dollar environment. Savers are losers, and the most important thing within the 21st century, to not be like the Great Depression when people were jumping out of windows when they found out their money had no value. The thing to do is convert your paper money to higher forms. Get into tangible assets. Gold, silver, cryptocurrency. I'm positioning myself right now to be a cryptocurrency millionaire, and I focus heavily on gold and silver in terms of having a fallback and a tangible asset that is worth more than paper money. If you have $1,000 in paper and you have $1,000 in silver, the silver's worth more, in spite of people's lack of understanding and their inability to accept that. If you have $100 in gold and you have $100 in paper money, the fact is the $100 in gold is worth more, in spite of the fact that people aren't smart enough to understand that. So the key is to position yourself in everything except paper. I make a decent amount of money on my job, but what I do is I take the money that I make. I'm not a millionaire. I don't make $1 million a year. I'm not boasting about having $100,000 a day. What I'm telling you is it doesn't matter how much money you make. What matters the most is that you take the money you currently have and you make it get a job for you. And you make sure that the job that your money gets is not in other forms of paper derivatives. Meaning you're not having your money work for more money. You're having your money work for tangible assets. You're converting paper money out of the dollar and you're getting into other forms of currency. That's what's most important, and that's what I can't seem to reach to anybody who watch my videos. 5,000 Facebook friends, and my reach is less than 10%. luckily, it doesn't matter if you believe me, because it doesn't affect my current success and what I'm trying to do in terms of gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. But I do try to reach out and help people, because if you really want to make $1 billion, you need to help 1 billion people. And what's most important in life is the karma you put out so that you receive positive energy back. So what I'm putting out here, whether people listen to it or not, is an opportunity for you to become inflation proof, a chance for you to income shift, and a focus that has nothing to do with paper derivatives and everything to do with positioning yourself within the wealth transfer that's about to happen. Wealth transfer, paper money losing value, other forms of money gaining value. You guys be blessed. Whatever you do, do it from the heart. And hopefully somebody out there is motivated, inspired, and positively charged. Sending you love, inspiration, and sending you positive vibes.